Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. Today I'm going to do a general love reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you're new here, hey, I'm Jamie, and there are some rules here. We'll start with the fact that these readings are for the collective. So, it's a rather large number of people, and if any parts of the reading don't resonate, that's perfectly okay, just discard them. They're just for someone else. Only take what's for you. And of course, there is no gender in tarot, so if I pull a queen, I could be talking about a guy. If I pull a king, I could be talking about a girl. It's all about the personality. I do read very biased. The idea here is to make people more self-aware, and I will have integrity and tell you exactly what I see and feel in the card, so please never be offended. It's just not the objective here. All the information for a private personal is in the description below and in the pinned section of the comments. Also linked to my friends. Nonprofit organization. I'll be in that same area. And in my featured channel section, there are a couple of other readers that I heavily support. So check them out, show them some love. If you guys have a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, because I know people are in here with all different types of Taurus placements, you can check me out on Lips of Wisdom Tarot. They're all Cancer readings. Okay, so starting off, we have the Four of Swords. So there seems to be some type of distance here, or at least space. I'm not sure that I'm really feeling the energy is good. I feel like it's unwanted distance. I have the Queen of Wands, Justice, Libra energy, the Star, Aquarius energy. The vibe that I'm getting is like you've never vibed with somebody like this before. This is the only person that you really want. Someone else really kind of couldn't do. They're the only one that really like has you like physically attracted, if you know what I mean, and the only one that really makes you want to like just let them have you. That's kind of the energy that I get. It's like there's something about this person that like brings you some type of peace or balance that you really like, and at the same time the polar opposite is this like avoidance, constant need for distance or space, breaks. And so I feel like it's a very complicated situation. It seems sort of like when you're in their energy it's perfect, and when you're not, it's like somebody doesn't exist. Tell me more. So we have the Fool, the Six of Cups, and the Three of Swords. Yeah, I feel like this has happened before with the same person. Again, I feel like it's like when things start back up, it's like everything's like very, fun and carefree, and you feel foolish with this person because it's like a repetitive pattern now. It may have happened 3 times. maybe 4 now. Where it's like someone comes in really strong and they're like impossible to resist, and you feel like everything's working out. Things are, finally getting more peaceful, finally getting balanced. And then it's like somebody kind of wants their freedom or their space, and there's like a separation, a break. And I feel like in this time period, like you really tend to sort of stay by yourself because you're in an energy of being hurt. And maybe sometimes there's not even communication. And so you really feel probably pretty unimportant to this person. So it seems to be like extreme highs and lows. So we have the Queen of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Seven of Coins. Bottom of the deck, the Knight of Cups. I have the Hierophant right behind that, Taurus energy. This is the thing with Taurus people, is that they're just like blindly loyal to people. What I mean by that is like if you take space from a Taurus, they're gonna just sit there in silence in their room, outside of going to work and stuff. They're not going out to party and see other people. Not usually. There are other people in whatever vibration that is, but generally, these are pretty like homebody people. Takes a little bit for them to refocus or try to go on elsewhere. And usually, if they do, it's more of a distraction than anything serious. They still stay hopelessly devoted to another energy that may be actually consistently disappointing them, because that seems like what's happening here. It's almost like this time when it happened, you were like, I saw that coming. And then you had to ask yourself, well, if I saw that coming, why did I waste my time? Why do I keep, dealing with this person? The Knight of Cups, the Hierophant. I feel like, there's almost like this, maybe this energy of feeling like led on, strung along. Yet hopelessly devoted, just waiting for this person to come back and explain themselves, give some type of apology. Can I see the energy of the person that Taurus is dealing with here, please? Dramatic. Quite dramatic. It's the Page of Swords. I'm not sure if you would say that this is in the upright or not. Maybe that's kind of like the issue, is that sometimes we're talking, sometimes we're not. It's kind of like it's off and on. Like sometimes we talk, I don't know, maybe right now we're kind of not talking, but we might talk soon. I don't know. There's a pattern here between us talking. Did you learn your lesson? Kind of, sort of. I don't know. Maybe like if they hit me up, I would get back into it. So I'm not sure. That's their energy, by the way. I'm gonna keep it real. I feel like this person might have had like the type of childhood where like emotions weren't like honored or even like spoken on. They don't even know. Like that, like it'd be hard for them to like try to explain like how they feel or like really like what they're thinking. I feel like this is the type of person, like if you really looked into your person like on a pathological sense, this is a person that says I'm sorry too much, like constantly apologizing, almost like apologizing for their existence, which brings up like a childhood where there probably was like fear. So like this is the type of person that will just like naturally like try to walk on eggshells and like not hurt anybody's feelings or avoid any type of conflict with anyone. It's like they tiptoe. And that's actually a dangerous person because you actually just don't ever know where they stand emotionally. It's like, I want to say how I feel, but I feel like it's going to hurt your feelings. Yeah, the Ten of Swords. The Star. The Two of Coins. I feel like this person has really been through it. And I feel like this person struggles with faith. Who doesn't after 10 swords, right? I mean, faith. I'm not even talking about, like, I feel like you guys might think this is the type of person that would, like, juggle you or, like, they're just doing obscene things. I feel like this is a person that, like, grew up programmed and ended up, like, in some type of marriage or relationship in that same type of programming and has had to break out of that. And if any of you have done that, it's actually really difficult. It's very difficult. It is very difficult to learn to trust people. And I feel like that's really the energy of this person. Like, they're like a hurt child. Totally not your problem. I know as a Taurus, you're like, oh, baby. No, actually, this energy can hurt you. We're not looking for hurt children, right? Tell me more. I feel like this person is really having like, like a crisis. And it's okay, it's for their betterment. I don't know that I would want to be involved with somebody in the middle of their like deepest, darkest ascension on more than a friendship level. That person might be heavily unavailable to me. Because it takes a lot of time alone. And then you're trying to like really balance out work and life while kind of going through this. The King of Coins, the Eight of Swords, the Two of Wands. I feel like when it comes to you, they think about this a lot. They probably even overthink it. There's a lot of twos here already. I feel like this person knows that they have to shit or get off the pot. It's like they know that they can't just hurt somebody. They can't just make somebody wait here. So I feel like maybe you guys are viewing this person as like some type of like jerk or some type of like thought. you know, something like that. It's not, though. You know, I mean, like, we're talking about, I don't know, maybe you guys haven't been through it yet. One day you will. You know, if you've never been through like the dark night of the soul, like, you know, like when you hit rock bottom and you ain't got nobody but God, like that's where this person has been at for a minute. You know, so it's not what you think it is. You know, it's like someone literally struggling for air. I don't know about everyone else, but like during this for me, like I was losing hair, I was stressed all the time, like grinding my teeth, chewing on my lips, hair falling out, skin funky, like it was bad. Like it's not like a fun process. So I feel like I'm clearing up somebody's perception of somebody, you know, and I get why somebody would think that in modern society. And maybe that's something you're used to. We have the Magician, the Knight of Swords, the Four of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Ace of Cups. Interesting. Tell me about the Knight of Swords. The Seven of Wands, the Hierophant, King of Swords. So here's kind of the thing with this person is that they've sort of worked out that like they are a more impulsive person and that this has actually gotten them in trouble. And even though these movements seem impulsive, it's like they are aware that they're doing this. They're aware of this pattern and trying to change it. But I feel like there is this want on their end to really protect themselves. So here's the deal, is that this person really is, you know, like this Four of Wands, Hierophant type of person, but they just want to be sure, I think. Like, you know, it's like they don't want to move fast because they want something very specific. And I feel like they are invested here, but it's also, it's like this person also still is like triggered or has like, you know, this Page of Swords on the side type of energy. So what's interesting is I feel like whenever they do withdraw, it's never really about them. Maybe it's about you. It's like they get scared and there's like this terrifying fear that they would hurt you. You know, and this also happens with this energy. Like when you first wake up and realize like that you're not really like a victim to the world, that actually you've hurt people. You know, and there's like, it's a very deep process. So what I'm saying is that like this person's just not, it's hard to say because it's like the type of person where if you can kind of handle it and they did settle down, it's the right person. Here's the thing though, is like, do you want to wait? Because lots of people are already ready to settle down. I mean, this person's only kind of at self-awareness. It's not doing much to correct it. There also is fears on this person's end due to these, you know, past 10 swords. There's something with your energy where they kind of feel almost like forced. And I'm not saying that you're actually trying to be forceful. I just feel like maybe on their end they feel like they're being kind of like forced to move fast all of the time. There's some type of element to that terrifies them. And it's literally correlated to these 10 swords. You guys are really in two different elements, and this person knows it too. You know, they're showing up as like the King of Swords. You know, this is a person who's highly intellectual, you know, very good in their skill or their trade, but I'm not so sure about being ooey and gooey and open to love, you know. There is some type of fear or guardedness, at least, to getting into a relationship, but that also means that this person like totally views, you know, like an actual romantic relationship differently than, you know, something short term. And it'd be hard to figure out who you are to this person, you know. And I'm not sure that they're in the right state of mind to know who you are either. It's like there's this opportunity to have this with you. But that opportunity could come with them really struggling, feeling like they're not worthy of that right now, like they haven't healed enough, they wouldn't show up in the right energy. I think that a lot of times we think somebody's a jerk and we forget that pathologically a lot of people believe that they just are not deserving or that they're unlovable. And so I'm not saying this is your perfect person or that you should wait on this person. I just feel like the way that you're viewing this person would hurt you more than the truth. There is this pathology on your end that immediately jumps to, well, this person's going to do this. And then I sometimes wonder, you know, like when I've seen people do this and later they realize that like they reacted off of something that they assumed. And I've seen people kind of think, oh, well, they went and did this and this with so-and-so, and so now I'm going to go do it, you know? And it's like they had no evidence that any of this was occurring, you know? So like that revenge really wasn't like a tit for tat game, you know? And I'm not saying that it was something like that. I'm just saying that something like that here occurred. But it's like like if you have been through experiences like that, you may automatically assume the absolute worst of the other person. And really, I just kind of have a person here who's falling apart emotionally. And then we have to really look at the planetary alignment. You know, like, everybody's in relationship review right now. And recognizing where we messed up at, not just other people. And it's very like karmic lesson time, you know? People are really reflecting and saying, well, what was the lesson of this and where do I apply it now practically in life, which is the King of Swords. You know, so I feel like this person is trying to work on their emotional availability, you know? It's just, I feel like you perceive this person to be some kind of monster that they're not. And I feel like you guys know about some type of significant ending here for them with these 10 swords. I feel like this person, they talk about it, but they don't talk about it. I feel like they might talk about like the things that they did wrong, you know, never really bringing up, that's kind of where they're at. They're at this like self-aware, accountable stage, you know. They may not be at the stage yet where they understand like, you know, where the other person could have been wrong too, and where they can forgive themselves. So it's like not, this is a kind of like selfless person, if that makes sense. But I feel like you're viewing them as the polar opposite of what they actually are. Do I think them coming towards you and getting you involved and then icing you out is okay? Absolutely not. I think that's abuse. But do I think they're like a dirty thought that's, you know, out here like, you know, just hooking up with 100 people a week? I don't think so, no. This is someone who really does need time, though. So if you're looking for something serious now or even in the near future, I'd release it. Sometimes we have to remember that if it's meant to be, it'll come back. In the meantime, it's time to focus on you. So we have a wedding. The situation involves marriage. Past life relationship. So maybe in the past this person was married. Or maybe you were married in the past. You have make the effort, unrequited love. Let go of control issues. This could be the one. Yeah, I feel like your problem here really kind of, and I feel like I'm not trying to call you guys out. I'm really trying to help. You know, maybe this person literally is a different element than you. And so as much as you'd like to understand this person, like pathologically, we really see other people as us. And it's just not who they are, though. You know, like there has to be some type of integration where you're going to say this is a separate person who does their own separate thing and not jump to some type of conclusion. I feel like you immediately feel like people don't feel the same way about you as you feel about them, or like they want somebody else, or like you're just replaceable. Like you really try to almost like control the outcome by even making it up. I'm just going to make up a story here since I don't have one. But I feel like this person has been hurt pretty bad. And it's not that they're not interested in relationships, it's that they don't trust that somebody else truly is. And so this is the type of person that, you know, needs work. But so do you. Just to keep it real. I mean, it's a relationship killer to assume that somebody, you know, and I don't know what you've been through. Some people have really been cheated on a lot. You know, it's very common these days. Some people believe they've been cheated on and they've never had evidence. You know, like it's something kind of like that. But I feel like in this situation, it's not even technically like all the way a relationship, and it's already like somebody like assuming the worst, like something really bad's gonna happen. And I feel like you fluctuate with it. I'm gonna keep it real. I feel like it showed in the original energy for you, where it was like when you're with this person, it's magical and everything feels good. But as soon as there's some space, things don't feel right, because now I just start assuming things. I feel like, and you make up a story. So I feel like some shadow work is definitely needed there, because yeah, if I just make up a story that somebody's a douchebag and I never get that story corrected, then that's accurate, you know. But here I'm confirming somebody's really not a douchebag. They just are terrified, and that's not your problem. But I feel like, you know, we have a tendency to like look at another person and be like, what the hell is wrong with you? And never be like, well, what the hell's wrong with me? Because according to this person, they feel very pressured to move at a certain speed. And they feel like, from their practical mind, that's not a good thing. That somehow that's going to lead to a train wreck. Are they wrong? No. Do you have to wait 25 years to be with this person, though? Absolutely freaking not, you know? But I feel like you just jump to the conclusion that, like, somebody has a better option, or, like, they want to be single and be a hoe, and, you know, there's parts of that scare this person. And so if this is the person that you want, you got to do this kind of work, because it's giving insecure. It's giving, it's giving ultimatum-y. This person is seeing it as pushy, and they don't want to do things impulsively. They don't, you know, it's like on the whim. It's like they feel like they really have to steadily take their time to open up to somebody. And if you don't want to, that's cool. But I really feel like you should work on this, because it doesn't matter who you end up with. If you automatically just make up a story in your head that's terrible about this person, they'll become terrible. That's how the brain works. But I feel like a lot of you guys have like betrayal traumas that you just really haven't worked through. And so seeing this person as different than yourself, like to think that like if the two of you take a break or the two of you aren't seeing each other, that you're just home alone and this person's just hoeing is crazy, you know? It's like, why couldn't they also just be sitting at home alone, you know? And that shit's throwing red flags to this person, just like this person's throwing red flags to you. We have you're very close to achieving your goal. Show the world the real you. Some more Aquarius energy. Look at the bigger picture. Sagittarius. The communication is key. Some Gemini energy there. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of telling you to not be a jerk and jump to conclusions. Like, don't just make up answers in your head. Like, communicate what you need to, you know? Like, if you can't... I feel like you're just trying to fill in a lot of blanks here. And I do feel like there is a bit of a control on your end. It's kind of like you want to make sure that this person is actually going to be like a committed person, that they're not going to cheat on you, that they're not going to leave you, that they'll never, you know, like, and what are we and where are we going? And they're like, bro, let's just be in peace together and see where it goes. Who's actually the healthier person here? And which one are you really? I feel like you really are that person. You've just been through things that have you in this like panicky state that make you think the worst things, but I feel like the reason that you like this person is when you're around them, you can be the real you, which is all like nurturing and loving and sweet and, you know, all wrapped up in that Queen of Wands energy in this person. But then it's like they drop you off and immediately like they're going to their ex's house, they're not really going to work. I don't know, like there's some weird pathology there with it like that, but I feel like both of you are kind of trying to work on it here. You need to work on just being direct and communicating with people instead of assuming shit. That's kind of like where's this is the message from spirit. Relax. You know? And if somebody is really taking too long, that's okay. You know, if you feel like they're the process for them to be with you, because for different people, especially if this person was married or they were in a relationship, it does take time to heal from that. Some people have to wait, like, you know, to handle the legalities with that. You know, people all the time are like, yeah, I had to, like, you know, I couldn't even legally file for divorce. And, you know, it's like I filed and I couldn't go to court for it for a year or something. It's like all that process that goes on during there. It's not easy. So I feel like you just met someone who's exactly like you, but you just can't see them that way. And you might also be trying to use this person as like a distraction from your own healing, even though they're showing you the parts of yourself that you need to heal. Like, this person could say these things to you clearly. You might... I'm sorry if I'm calling anybody out. I feel like somebody here is like the type of person, like, just communicate with me. Just tell me what's going on. And then a person does, and then you get, like, upset with, like, the truth. You know, so it's... because I feel like this person would just give the truth. The King of Swords. And I kind of feel like this person's sort of authentic, you know, so maybe you're kind of checking on that too. Is this person some kind of liar or something? Like, no, I feel like this person does give you legitimate answers. It's just that they're not the answers you want to hear. And so you just assume that they're lying, or, you know, that this is just like some, cheesy story that they're giving to you to just go do whatever they want, and it's just not really the case. I just feel like this person might be a little more invested in their healing than you actually. Do I think they're your person though? Oh, I don't know. It says past life, relationship, wedding, the Four of Wands, and the Hierophant. So I don't know. You tell me. But I feel like somebody here just needs to be called out a little bit, like while you're sitting here and you're looking at this person and all the things that they need to fix. There has to be some kind of self-awareness behind this, wanting to control an outcome, wanting to make sure you know exactly what you are, wanting to maintain a title, it's like there's some type of process. I feel like somebody's kind of like rushing somebody, and they feel like that's a bad idea, and I think they're right, But I also feel like you should tell this person to not be a douche waffle that sometimes talks and sometimes doesn't. Just like, tell me you're having a rough day and you just need some you time, And then don't take 4 weeks in between or something, It's like, it depends on, whether this is like disrespectful or if this person's just really going through it. And guys, remember, it's the holidays. That makes things way tougher. Anyway, I'm just going to close this out with one of these cards. So we have Horse, freedom. Your heart is pure and free. A greater purpose calls you. You have unlimited reserves of stamina and strength. You follow the winds of change and accomplish your dreams. And I feel like this is kind of, pushing like, if you have all this stamina to look into this person and their patterns, like, then you have unlimited potential to do it with self. I feel like this is just kind of calling you out. It's like what you're seeing in this person, is it really who they are, or who you keep trying to decide that they are, kind of thing? And are you trying to decide that there's someone that you've been with before, even though they don't do anything like that person? Kind of look into that energy. All right, guys, happy holidays. See you soon.